sort of commitment. 3, Jeffrey from Naples, New York. Dennis, I love the screw you guys, I'm going home attitude that you took with your first jobs. When you told me that those stories about the night janitor, and you've all heard the night janitor story where I'm cleaning up the toilet where somebody's gotten sick. It's like 3 in the morning at this mall. I remember mopping it up and having this light bulb go off where I just started laughing to myself so I wouldn't cry. That I can't even clean up this shit on the day shift. If I clean up this nocturnal shit really well, they'll send me up to the show. I felt like Crash Davis with a squeegee. It was so sad. Sad and funny. It was illuminating. When you tell the stories about the night janitor, the telemarketer, etc., they always make me laugh. Did you know that these jobs were just standing in the way of great things? No, it was all I could do at that point. I was working up to that. I didn't have my life together. Until you get on your own side, this is how you're going to treat yourself. And then, I don't even feel good about saying that because I meet people who have worked, that's where they have found their thing, and I'm touched by them. I just like somebody who's comfortable at whatever strata, and I don't mean I want somebody to stay broke. I'm just saying when I find people like the employee of the month at McDonald's, I go out of my way to shake their hand and thank them if they're behind the counter. It blows my mind that you can be in a job that you know necessarily isn't the long run for you and you still acquit yourself admirably. I'm touched by that immensely. I really am touched by that. So I never felt these jobs got in the way. At that point, until I conceded that I wanted more and maybe indeed even hinted to myself that I deserved a little more, this is what I was good at. And I was a pretty good deli clerk when I did it. And I just had a moment one day where a woman held up her pressed ham and said, I said thinner. And I thought, oh, for Christ's sake, are you kidding me? Is it a shower curtain? I'm doing Aunt Janet Lee? I'm trying to... I just had to quit. So I remember that night, the deli clerk lady told me, wrap everything, wrap everything. She was an old nutter. She just kept saying, wrap everything. So I wrapped everything in that deli, every knife, every dish rag, every piece of meat, every piece of cheese. It took me an extra hour. I had to stay over. I put it all in plastic seal. I got fired. Or they asked me to leave, I think. It wasn't like, I think I could have stayed because it was a pretty tight union job, but I remember thinking, yeah, I'm getting too petulant here. It's time to go. That when I would walk through the store with a sandwich board on my lunch break that said, no, I don't know where it is. Probably not the best. At that point, you're the problem. I look back on it now. I thought I was clever. I was the pain in the ass. Don't do the job. Or Beretta. Let's go to the book of Beretta. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't do the job if you're just going to fob it. And I was fobbing it, so it was time to go. But I never thought those jobs were getting in my way. I thought that's all I could do at that point. I hadn't assumed I could do anything else. Did you know that these were standing in the way, or was it more like good bullshitting and blind luck that got you to where you are today? Well, I'll tell you what, I was given something. I have a trick for similes, and I'm not making it more than it is, but like or as things, I never cultivated that. I guess everybody has. I don't know, did Mickey Mantle one day realize he could clock at 540? You know, he's kind of born with that. I'm not putting myself in Mickey Mantle, but I have this monkey trick where I can take something and say like or as and put something on the end of it with some degree of indignation, and it seems to be a good monkey trick for some people. I've been mining it for 22 years. I don't make more of it than it is or less of it is, but I also don't think it was bullshit. It was a minor talent, but a talent nonetheless. You know, I don't view it as Denton Cooley. I can't open up a human being and save their life. But I'll tell you what, there's something to be said for going into a bar where people are drunk and getting some laughs out of them. That's its own trick. So I don't either demean it or exalt it, but I can't say it was complete bullshit and luck. I am glad that you found a home on radio. Keep up the good work. Yeah, radio's a good example. Like, I didn't know this at first. I was bluffing. But I must tell you, after 19 months, I like it. I find it easy in a way. I don't mean easy like braggadocio. I just mean I'm not panicked about it. I used to go to bed tonight, what do I say for that first hour? And now I just think, you know what, the whole thing is about stream of consciousness. Just sort of trust that you'll get on for your 3 hours and you'll have something to say. Like these things. I used to worry about these, but the key to it at some point is not worrying that it has to matter, all the stuff. Sometimes the interstitial, the sinew, is what makes it palatable. So I guess I'm... what do I always say? I'm basking in the glorious glow of modest achievement. I think if you set that goal, you're in good shape. So I didn't mean to sound braggadocio earlier about a lot of it's luck, but you got to work too, man. You got to be there for luck to happen. You got to be on the corner with your thumb out, or it's just going to blow right by you. You can't just be sitting back there in the house. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone, on DennisMillerRadio.com.